That's it, damn dog. Can't shake somewhere else. You always gotta shake on a nigga, damn. Anyway, welcome to the Nzako Show. It's your boy Nzako, and you're watching this podcast, the place to go when you're feeling alone. Better, hey, beach edition. Hey, we're at the beach. It's ocean views. It's me and you. Welcome to the Nzako Show. Nigga, tap in. So today we're just gonna be doing a small reflection, you know what I'm saying? A reflection on the year, and that's something that's very important, particularly for young men, just to reflect on everything that you've done right and everything that you've done wrong in the year. I've kind of noticed that it's actually most humans are actually smart. Most humans can actually sit down and think, where did I go wrong? Like, this happened in my life, put me in a messed up situation. Where did I go wrong? What happened? But I've kind of seen that the next step, the next level to like maximizing your life here on earth as a human being got to be also focusing and analyzing where you went right. So definitely things that went right this year for you, you gotta like focus and hone in your mind and analyze step by step what you did for things to go right. You know what I mean? Be it with your academics, be it with your physical health, be it with your spiritual health, be it, you know, just any realm, even with your friends. You know what I mean? Analyze all those realms of your life, and then you'll kind of see the right thing that you're doing. And it's all about repeating the right things. You know what I mean? I'll say maybe sometimes life gets hard to the point where you find yourself in these tumultuous situations, and then you're only thinking about all the mistakes, you're only thinking about where you went wrong. Sometimes you gotta really contemplate and really dwell on when you went right, so like you can repeat that success. Then slowly you'll see that repeating the right things, as opposed to focusing all your energy on correcting the wrong things, actually lead to a more prosperous future. Ideally, obviously, is to combine the two. To combine correcting your mistakes as well as focusing on the things that you're doing right. But the main point that I want to hammer to you today is just like really hone in and focus on the things that you're doing right, and then repeat those right actions, because then you're going to see more abundance and more magnificence, you know, manifest in your life. Other than that, I'd say something else I wanted to touch on is perhaps valuing yourself as a young man today, particularly as a young black man. I feel like we're tossed in different directions. We're tossed in different directions in terms of, you know what I mean, what it means to be cool. My bad. Check him out. You know what I'm saying? Just my co-host, you know, Brownie and Whitey. My apologies for distraction. So yeah, it's just all about, in terms of like your identity and finding yourself. I think as a young man, as a young black man, we're tossed in all these different directions in terms of like, you know, you're gonna be cool if you're drinking lean, if you're smoking weed, if you're drinking alcohol, if you're seeing with the bitches and you're in the club, and all these kind of things. But like, in my honest opinion, that's a load of bullshit, to be honest with you. Not that I'm clowning anybody, not that I'm disrespecting anybody who lives that lifestyle. But I'm saying, if you actually want genuine fulfillment inside of your soul, that comes from the action that you do behind the scenes, that comes from the action that you do when nobody's looking, it comes from the hard work and dedication inside of yourself. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna make you feel content. That's what's gonna make you feel full inside. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like we live in a system where a lot of things have been advertised to us as good, but they're actually to our downfall, especially as young black people, black women and young black men. They advertise these ideas of, you know, being a hard nigga. Yeah, I'm a hard nigga, killing people, and you know what I'm saying, not to repeat myself, but smoking weed and drinking lean is advertised to us as this glorious state, and that like it advertises if you do these things you'll somehow end up rich, which is nothing but a lie. Then on the female spectrum, despite me not being a female, what's up, G? You wanna kick some knowledge? I think he's camera shy. On the female spectrum, then it's more along the lines of kind of wanting to be seen as a bad bitch, if that makes sense. Wanting to be seen as this person who just has the fattest ass and has the most status, the most followers, this, that, and the third. And that, in my opinion, is also a pitfall. It's also a mistake. It's also one of the ways that the Matrix is trying to damage young black people. You know what I mean? And the way in my opinion, the way to combat that is just to honestly focus on things that are going to progress you as a human being. You can't control your mom, you can't control your dad, you can't control your brother, you can't control your friends, you can't control your sister, your cousin, you can't control even the situation that you're born in. You can't control that. Some things are just like what they are. You know what I mean? One thing you can't control is this thing right here. One thing you can't control is yourself. One thing you can't control is what you search on the internet. One thing you can't control is how you speak to people. One thing you can't control is how generous you are. So being that that's the case, I'd say really focus and hone in on like manifesting positive energy in your life. Really focus on eating the right stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously it's holiday season, so you know what I mean. Homies are messing around doing their own things. But generally speaking, I'd say just focusing on like really being there for yourself and taking care of yourself. And I think is one of the hardest things in this life, you know what I mean? Because you kind of see everybody living this life on the internet, seeing people live this life on social media, that it's all great, all sunshine and rainbows, when like, you know, my mom used to tell me that she has this friend who would be posting the high life that she's living, but then a few minutes later will call my mom crying. So then it's like, what does it really mean? What does it really mean when people post their highs in life? What does it really mean when people post their good moments? Probably means that in real life they're not really like that. You know what I mean? Probably means in real life they're really sad and empty inside, and they're looking for external validation to validate their existence as a human being. And that's incredibly sad when you think about it. Like your whole essence, your whole makeup as a human being is based upon the opinions of others. How many people view your status, how many people view your video, how many people view your this, that, and third. And I feel like we're way more valuable than that. I kind of feel like we're way more than we think we are. You know what I mean? So, I mean, long story short, man, I'd say just focus on the right thing that you did this year. Try to repeat those correct actions. Obviously, correct your mistakes that you did this year. And don't fall into the fictitious nature of this life. Don't fall into the traps of like what they advertise you happiness as. Because that's the era that we live in, you know what I mean? They're going to tell you what to be. They're going to tell you who to be. Because who they're telling you to be is going to benefit the system. It's not necessarily going to benefit you. They do what's best for the ant farm as opposed to what's best for the ant. Hey! Go on! Yes, on! Hey, yo! So, my bad, my co-host, you feel me? Keeping your boy protected. Gang, gang. Yeah, man, so just really focusing on not falling in the fictitious things of this life. Focusing on not really giving a fuck about what other people think in the more positive aspect, not in the negative aspect. I'm not encouraging you to be bad people. You know, be courteous, be kind, and most importantly, be yourself, think for yourself, and know that you're a human being, know that people love you, care for you. And yeah, it's been another episode of the Taco Show. I'll let you enjoy its festive season. Merry Christmas.